submarine slammed 2 torpedoes into our side, Chief. It was coming back from the island of Tinian when we just delivered the bomb, the Hiroshima bomb. 1,100 men went into the water. The vessel went down in 12 minutes. Didn't see the first shark for about a half an hour. Tiger, 13-footer. You know how you tell by looking from the water, Chief? You tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail. Oh, what we didn't know was our bomb mission had been so secret. No distress signal had been sent. Didn't even list us overdue for a week. Very first light, Chief. The sharks come cruising. So, we formed ourselves into tight groups, kind of like old squares in a battle, like you see on a calendar, like the Battle of Waterloo. And the idea was that the shark would go for the nearest man, and he'd start pounding and hollering and screaming, and sometimes the shark would go away, and sometimes he wouldn't go away. Sometimes that shark, he looks right into you, right into your eyes. You know that thing about a shark's eyes? He's got lifeless eyes, black eyes like a doll's eyes. When he comes at you, he doesn't seem to be living till he bites you. Then those black eyes, they roll over white, and then you hear that high-pitched screaming, and the ocean turns red, and despite all your pounding and hollering, they all come in and rip you to pieces. You know, by the end of that first dawn, lost 100 men. I don't know how many sharks, maybe 1,000. I don't know how many men. They averaged 6 an hour. Thursday morning, Chief, I bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson of Cleveland, baseball player, bosun's mate. Thought he was asleep. I reach over to wake him up. He bobbed up and down in the water, kind of like a top, upended. Well, he'd been bitten in half below the waist. Noon the next day, Mr. Hooper, a Lockheed Ventura saw us. He'd swung in low and saw us, and he'd a young pilot, a lot younger than Mr. Hooper. Well, anyway, he'd swung in low and saw us, and 3 hours later, a big fat PBY come down and start to pick us up. You know, that was the time I was most frightened. Waiting for my turn. I'll never put on a life jacket again. Well, 1,100 men went into the water. 316 men come out, and the sharks got the rest. June the 29th, 1945. Well, anyway, we delivered the bomb.